The views and opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of Atlanta 24 Community Media, staff, management, and its affiliates. Welcome to Sean Garvey and My Special Guest, the show in which we have one-on-one conversations with the best and brightest influential people in the industry, from community leaders to entertainers and so much more. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Sean Garvey and My Special Guest. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Sean Garvey and My Special Guest. What makes it a great episode? Because you know I always have great guests coming into the studio. And sitting next to me is a very great friend of mine. She has an organization called artsfortheharp.org that we are going to touch on in just a few moments. Yes. And she happens to be a harpist as well, a musician and entrepreneur. Well-rounded, the one and only Lyrika Holmes, joining with me here on Sean Garvey and My Special Guest. This time on Sean Garvey and My Special Guest, because me and you go back.
We go way back.
We go way back.
Back in the time.
Back in the time. First off, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Just got lots of fun things on my plate, so yeah, doing great though.
Doing great. Doing wonderful.
And you.
Oh, man, look, I got 10, 11 jobs.
Yeah, 50, 11 jobs.
You got,
50, 11.
Oh, man. I got to catch up.
Yeah, you got to catch up.
But, I mean, I can tell you, because you got the Arts for the Harp, and we're going to revisit that in just a few moments. Yes. But when I saw your website, I was like, wow, I can see why you say you have 50, 11 jobs. 51, 50, 11 jobs there. And we go back to the Beat Break Morning Show. You was one of our featured guests on the show. And I got to shout out Angela Carswell and
Reggie. Yes.
Reggie Love, Reggie K-Son Love for introducing me to you.
That's right.
During a taping of the Beat Break Morning Show. And I just remember like the fun conversations that we had on the show, but you brought in your harp into the studio and you played for us live on the air.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, let me commandeer the space and bring the harp in. So it was a great time, great time.
It was such a great time. It's a great time. So between that, because that was years ago, right? That was, I want to say that was 2011.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like
so.
2011, and now we're years later in going on 2026.
That's right.
And so you had a lot. You've been doing a lot since then.
Yes,
right?
I have. Yeah, because I think since that time, I was on tour with Cirque du Soleil, so I was gone out of the country in Asia for about a year and a half, and just doing different things here and there, and doing some filming, you know, getting heavy into not only being on the crew side of IATSE, but also on the performance side, doing SAG roles and things like that. Yeah. And then working on the nonprofit. So we developed the nonprofit and got it going.
Nice.
We also have a rage room too, so that's a whole nother.
What kind of room?
A rage room.
A rage room. What is that? What is a rage room?
It's where you come break stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought it was called something else.
No, it's called a rage room. We're Total Rage ATL, so we got that going on as well.
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about because one of my ex-girlfriends went to a rage room. Or I didn't know it was called a rage room, but I saw her throwing axes at the wall and stuff, and this was days after we broke up.
Oh, see?
Yep.
See what you did? You see what he did?
I'm just illustrating the story a little bit, but that's what happened. Okay. Family life. How's family life going for
Family life is great. Our daughter, she, of course, graduated from college now, and she's working on her second children's book. Her first one was Grams and Me. Her new one is Cami Finds Her Voice. And so, everybody's doing their thing.
Everybody's doing their thing. I love it. I love it. And can we
Yeah.
shout out your husband, by the way,
Yes,
too?
that's
I mean,
right.
because he holds you down.
He
He's very
does.
supportive of
Amazing,
you.
amazing. Yes, yes. My husband, I love him so much. You know, we kind of we fit together. We're the same crazy, so it works out. And you know, just like he supports the arts and what I do, I support the Rage Room and everything that he's doing because you know he's in the film industry also.
Nice.
But he has the Rage Room, so.
That's what
We
I'm
come
talking
together,
about. That's
yeah.
what I'm talking. Where do you all find that balance between you and your husband? You know, you all have passions and doing this with you doing the music and the
Yeah.
entertainment and him doing the film and the Rage Room thing. Where do you all find the balance to keep things consistent in your marriage?
Well, I will say working for ourselves versus working for others has been what's been keeping that balance because we can kind of carve out time when we need to and we don't have to ask anybody else in regards to that aspect. So when I was doing, when I do arts for the Harp, he didn't have the Rage Room then. So in the beginning, you know, he was full stream ahead helping me and supporting my dreams and, you know, touring and all these things.
Right.
And then he started Total Rage. And now I'm fortunate enough to be around so that I can help him to be able to pursue his dreams with the Rage Room.
I want you, and I wish your husband was here. He's
He's
watching.
at the Rage Room, right?
He's at
Yeah,
the Rage
he's at
Room,
the
but
Rage
he's probably
Room.
watching us at the
Yes.
same time. I want to just kind of like find out what was it like in the beginning between the both of you all, whether you all were dating or in the preliminary stages of your marriage. Like, how were you all able to build?
Whew. I mean, prayer.
Prayer.
It's a lot of prayer. Yeah. So in the beginning, I mean, because like when we first started, I was teaching in the school system. You know, I taught in the school system for like 20 years, music education.
Okay.
And during that time, I was like, okay, I will, you know, kind of take on the reins of everything, and I want you to go and find your dream, your passion. And so, you know, once he found out what he wanted to do,
Yeah.
he was like, okay. And then we would just kind of like flip back and forth
Right.
with it. So it was never like both of us at the same time doing something, but we were always, one person was always a little bit ahead before the other one would take off and start doing what they were doing. Because we couldn't both do the same thing at the same time then.
Yeah, I just find it so difficult, Lyrika, that in today's world of dating and relationships, it is so hard to find somebody to build with because you have this person who wants this person to already be there because
Selfish.
they're already there. Yeah, it's so complicated.
You have to be patient. It takes a lot of patience and support and just being able to, I mean, because no one was always on top. No one always knew, okay, well, I'm there and you just got to get there. That's just a selfish mentality. So it's just more of, you know, when you get together, you become one. You're building together because, you know, his success, you know, and my success together is what makes us strong. You know, it can't just be one person strong and then the other one is, you know, flailing behind.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Or it just turns into a competition type
Yes,
of
it would.
situation. Yeah.
Well, depending on the person, because some people are more competitive, but we're just competitive together.
Okay.
You know, versus trying to compete against each other.
Got that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's go back to the Beat Break Morning Show. When you was there, I want to know what was Lyrika Holmes then versus Lyrika Holmes now in terms of the mindset and how you go about doing business and doing everything right. And just a fun fact, by the way, too, when she came on the Beat Break Morning Show as one of our guests on the show, we were on this radio station, Love 860 AM, WAEC, 860 AM. And for those that may not know, WAEC, which the call letters used to be WERD, it was the first black-owned radio station in the country. So people like yourself got invited onto a show that was on a station with historic value.
That's right.
And like I mentioned, when you was on the show, of course, you provided us with a stellar performance, and you did your thing with Angela and Reggie with the rim shot thing that they had going on at one particular time. What was your mindset back then at that time? Was it just, you know, you getting out there, being an artist, you know, being hungry for the music? What was your mindset back then?
I think my mindset back then was more being, performing everywhere.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was taking my harp to all these different venues and doing all these shows and things, and just everywhere. I was like, okay, the harp's got to be here, or I got to perform there.
Right.
And so that was more of my mindset, trying to, create consistently recording and putting out new music and things like that. As far as now, even though I am able to, I still create music,
Right.
and I'm still putting it out, and I'm still performing. But I think now I have more handle on the other aspects of life, and I realize that being a musician, that you have to have several streams of income. You can't just, unless you have that backing from a huge person. But most indie people, we can't just have that one stream of income and expect to, survive. And especially right now, while there's so much turmoil going on, So from then to now, I realized, okay, well, even though I'm performing and I'm singing or whatever, okay, what about these publishings? What about creating for film? What about creating an avenue? Because not only did it become more, not only did it become more about myself, but I decided, the things that I'm doing, I wish that other people could be able to do the same thing. And it wasn't a sense of trying to train or assist adults, but more of trying to give a stronger footing to the youth who were coming up, who didn't have the opportunities we had growing up. So that was the kind of the shift.
Yeah, and that's what me and people from the Beat Break Morning Show back then, that's what we loved about you and the people that we brought on the show, that you all were pro-youth. Pro-youth, pro-artistry, pro-music.
Yeah.
And then that's the synergy that we wanted on the morning show.
Yeah, we love our babies. We love the babies, and, kind of, I think that it takes a special group of people to be able to nurture them and to kind of help grow them along the way, to give them those opportunities.
Yeah. I'm going to take a page from the TV show Girlfriends, right? Because I did some binge watching over the weekend, watching Girlfriends. I had to go back and watch Girlfriends, right? I have my opinions about...
That was a show. Okay.
You know what? I have my opinions about the show now than I did back then, but that's for another episode. Either for this episode or for the other show or for the Beat Break Morning Show that I just mentioned. But there's this character on the show named Lynn.
Yes.
Yeah, starving artist who became codependent on her girlfriends when she was going through her struggle stages and stuff. And so has there ever been a time, whether it was you or someone you know in the industry, that were going through their struggle bus phase as an artist?
Yes.
And what was that like?
Well, just being an artist, and we all have those struggle bus. I went through the struggle bus, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm not just going to do music, because even the entire time that I've been performing, well, in the beginning, I was always teaching at the same time.
Right.
And I knew I had to have income to be, to be able to support myself. And so I would use the income I would get from, teaching to be able to create my albums and my videos and things like that. So, I mean, to just do it, I mean, it's a struggle. Even when you have an additional income, it's still a struggle, because there's so many different things that go into it, whether it's wardrobe or hair or makeup or just traveling, touring, and instruments and insurance. It's just so many different moving parts that, you have to be able to do, and you have to find a way to kind of get it to, do what it needs to do. Otherwise, a lot of people will be like, well, forget it. I'm just not going to do it all together.
Yeah. And the struggle is real at times too, and sometimes it can come with discouragement from others, or even people that you know.
That's true.
Some people would say, well, hey, I know you love doing this thing, it's your passion, but you got to face reality. You got bills to pay. You may want to put that to the side and focus on something that's going to bring you substantial income.
Yeah.
But I think there's a way that you can do what you need to do and do what you love to do at the same time.
I agree.
Yeah. And so for you, doing what you had to do and doing what you love to do or what have you, can you talk to our viewers out there, the pros and cons that come along with finding that balance and maintaining that balance of working a 9-to-5, or working at a job that comes with long hours, but also doing something that you love doing, whether you getting the money now or whether it's taking a bit of a pretty good long time or a while for the money to come.
Oh yeah, I would say finding a career that you love, or at least a career that you like. I always loved, I've been teaching for over 20 something odd years, so it's been a long time. And so I decided I wanted to go into music education right after college. I said, okay, well, this is what I want to do, provide these experiences while I was also performing. And I always knew that there had to be a balance, because how else are you going to survive, right? So you got to pick something that's going to be sustainable, something that you're going to like enough, or something that you're passionate about, because there's always ways to find an avenue in what you really want to do, and connect it with the career.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, people say, well, I want to be a musician and I want to perform, but you can also, if teaching's not for them, they can say, okay, well, they can get into the filming industry and they can create songs. They can just find all these different ways where they can make money and still do the same thing that they love, but, kind of find a little happy median in between. And for me in the beginning, it took a while to find a balance, and I think teaching kind of consumed everything, because I was, doing a lot, and I was, I had the choir and I had the orchestra and I had, just all these private students and lots of everything. And so I had to find a balance in between. And I realized that came from me actually getting out of the school system.
Yeah.
And then, when we started the nonprofit, because I said, well, in the school system, music educators are sometimes treated like the babysitters. They'd be like, oh, we're going to send them to this specials class and drop them off, and we get a break. And I wanted it to be more of, okay, let's integrate the arts into what you're doing, into the core curriculum, and let's, find ways where we can help these students who are struggling in math use music to kind of help them to love math and music at the same time, or science, or, whichever one it is that they're having a struggle in. But I think that was one of the reasons why we started the nonprofit, not only to be able to help those who are in underserved community areas, but also to be able to just provide the opportunities, and without it being, something where it's considered a daycare, but something where they're going to grow, and it's going to be a community. So right now we have a community of artists, of students that are, from ages 4 all the way up to, our senior citizens that come to us too. And it's because, we're giving them those opportunities, and we're putting it in their hands, saying, okay, well, now that you have this opportunity, you can use the arts to do this with it or do that. Most of my seniors, they're like, I've always wanted to play an instrument, but they feel, okay, well, I'm 70 now, so I shouldn't play it. And we're like, no, if you wanted to do it, I think you should still do it.
Absolutely.
And they'll come in, they'll take those lessons and, get what they need out of it. So it's kind of, just kind of finding your way, and the path that best suits you.
Finding that niche.
You got to find it.
Find it. Lyrika Holmes right here on Sean Garvey and my special guest. Let's stay on that.
Yes.
Because over the years, there's been controversy of music classes being taken out of the schools. And even today, Lyrika, I am seeing the repercussion of that. I come from an era where music classes were not only a prerequisite, but they were very important. They were very mandatory to an extent for students like myself to go to music classes, to learn to play an instrument, whatever instrument you find interesting in or that you could do. Like, it was very important, or going to, whether it's a church or even at school, and participating in the choir. Nowadays, the game has changed. The game has changed. They took the music classes out of a lot of schools, and then fast forward to now, we're seeing the result of that, where kids could just go on a computer, go on a laptop computer, download Fruity Loops or any type of software and make beats.
They will, but that's not the same. That's not the same. The making beats is not the same as actually being a class and learning. Even though you're making those beats, how are you learning, rhythmic notation? Are you learning how to read music? Are you learning, it's just saying, okay, well, I'm going to pick this loop, and I'm not sure what it's doing. I'm not sure what key it's in, but I'm just going to go ahead and take this loop and drop it in here and make this. And that's how you end up with a lot of producers who come out, and there's nothing wrong with being able to, create by ear, but some come out and they'll create something, and I'm like, if you say, okay, well, I need it to be in the key of D, they'll be like, what is that? Or, how do I do that? And then they have to be, kind of retrained in a sense when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I think that the students end up missing the element when they don't have music in the school systems. But it's all a funding issue and where the budget is going in those districts. So some districts, as you know, some have a little bit more money. So those districts are going to have, they're going to have orchestra, they're going to have band, while other ones may be struggling and may only have recorder, and then the students have to kind of, learn from there. But it's like I said, that's the reason why a lot of the arts organizations in Georgia are kind of picking up the slack by being able to offer it to the different school systems to the students so that they at least have those opportunities that are not there.
Yeah. And then it also makes a very negative impact to people socially, to kids socially, right? Because and it goes back to my childhood, because in music classes, you are also put into a social setting where you're getting to know people, you're socializing with people, and just trying to find that common interest on people that may be playing the same type of instrument as you or playing a different type of instrument as you, and you may be like, hey, you want to do a jam session one day?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And that jam session could turn into something more than just that, and so now in the age, and like I said, just everything just goes back to technology. People are very antisocial to a certain extent, and when you take the music out of classes, out of schools, and things like that, it causes a domino effect.
That's true.
To us socially. What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think that music increases our social emotional awareness and how the students interact with each other, and how they're able to interact not only even as a solo musician going out and performing. You're learning all those different skills, not only discipline, but you're learning how to be confident and how to have self-esteem, and it gives them all those different building blocks that without music, unless they do acting or unless they're doing speech and debate or some type of oratorical means, they miss out on that because the schools are not going to give them that opportunity that they learn artistic-wise. So music in itself, I think the arts in general provide those opportunities to students. And when they don't get those opportunities is when you have students who do end up becoming isolated or depressed, or because some of the students who are in music are the ones who may not thrive elsewhere. So music gives them an opportunity to find success in something other than what the other students, other than what the athletes may be finding success in, or people who are having success in business, or the other blocks in school. So when you take it away, it definitely is a domino effect, like you said, because the students, they end up missing on an opportunity to find success.
Yeah, we got to think about the kids. We got to. I just look at the youth today, and the youth just not like we were back then. But when you take certain things out, including music, it could. We keep saying domino effect. It will cause a domino effect to how young children behave and how they socialize with each other. So it does make a very, very important impact.
Definitely. But music technology is amazing. So if the schools did, because I know they're slowly trying to implement more ways to put technology into the school systems, that would help the students so they can still be able to create music and do all these fun things, but you got to find a way to integrate it and not just give it to them, because a lot of the school systems will have where they're integrating the arts, right? And so you'll say, okay, well, how are we integrating this? So some people think you're integrating it by singing a song, singing the multiplication tables using a song, which really isn't integrating. But if you're actually integrating, you find out how those two connect. Like, okay, well, you got fractions in math, and the fractions are in music. You find ways to integrate it, and those homeroom teachers, or they'll teach them in that aspect. Then they kind of learn that, oh, music is important. And even if they didn't have music in the system, they would still be getting it from the correlation from the other subject areas. That's the way that you integrate the arts.
What then? Let's say this. What are your thoughts on AI? It's a lot of pushback from people online saying that AI is going to ruin the music industry, and AI is just replacing the artists and stuff. There's some people that do that are embracing AI.
What,
You know,
you know
but
what? And I love AI. I mean, but I use it for. I mean, it's not. You can give it a tiny bit of the creative control. The problem comes when people will take it and just type out a sentence and create their whole track and create a whole album. Then that becomes a problem.
I saw a news. I saw a news story about that the other day, where this singer was playing the guitar, and then there was another singer that duplicated what the musician did.
Yeah.
And it was all AI generated.
Yes. All you got to do is give it a prompt. That's why a lot of the schools now are offering prompting classes. But it's just being able. It's like growing up and learning how to use computers. And people were like, oh, those computers are going to, this and that. But in a way, you got to use that technology and find the best way for it to suit you while not letting it consume you. I love AI, and I love the different things that it can do. And the last time I was at the NAMM convention, National Association of Music Merchants, that happens twice a year in California. And their big thing was on AI and just finding out the creative possibilities of it while also finding ways to kind of curtail it so that, there's not the backlash that's happening from it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we know for sure that AI is a very powerful thing, and it's not going to go away.
It's not going away.
Yeah, it's not going to go away. Lyrica Holmes. Let's talk about Lyrika Holmes, the harpist, though, right?
Yes.
And okay, so I'm an instrumentalist. I'm a fan of people playing the instruments and everything, but like, on a major level or on a mainstream level, we only seen artists that are, and don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted, everybody. They're very talented artists, performers, but we only see them play the piano, play the keys, the piano, play the guitar, or play the drums. But we hardly see artists outside of a particular genre, whether it's jazz, right? And we don't see artists enough in that limelight that will play an instrument like a harp, if you will. And why do you think that is? Because you can do everything, right? You can sing, you can write, and you can play the harp. But how come harpists like yourself, they don't get that same limelight?
I think it's trying to find the best way to market them. Because I would say when I first came out and I met with a lot of big wigs, and when I went to New York and spoke, and they were like, okay, well, I'm not going to even say who the company was, but they was like, well, we know, you sing and you play the harp, but we're having a hard time trying to market you, so we need you to choose. I mean, do you want to be coming out as just a harpist, or you want to come out as just a singer? And I was like, well, I do both. I said, y'all didn't ask Alicia Keys to choose, when she came out with the piano and so we ended up leaving it alone. We were just like, well, we'll just go ahead and I'll be able to do my own thing, which is fine, I was just like, okay, you're this huge company, and you mean to tell me that you don't know the best way to market a harpist? And even with the harpists that are out now, that it's a couple that are out, they're either going to push you into the classical category, that push you into the jazz category, or like ambient music style categories, things like that. But harpists, now are able to do, just like any musician, they're able to do all those different genres without being put in a box. But it just depends on what the label is looking for. Just like when you go to like American Idol or something like that, they'll be like, okay, we know you're auditioning, but we already have this many number of R&B artists, so we need this, and that's the behind the scene things that you don't know. You get up there and you perform, and you say, okay, well, I'm gonna do this Stevie Wonder song, or I'm gonna do this song, and they'll be like, oh, before you even get there, and then you find out, oh yeah, they've already filled their R&B slots. Now they're looking for rock, and that's why you'll watch the shows, and you like, oh, we didn't think this person was gonna do this, which is great that they can be a chameleon. But at the same time, it's all programming, and kind of there's always behind the scenes that's kind of pushing you to where they think the best place is for you to be.
So you was one of the many people that faced the politics of the industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was okay. It worked out for me. So.
Yeah. And like, but how was that for you? Like, how did that in any shape or form affected your mental health, or did it make you feel some type of way at first, even though it worked out? But,
Oh, I definitely felt some type of way because I was like, we came all the way to New York to do this, and then you say, but so yes, I did feel some type of way. But in the same sense, okay, I said, well, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to prove to them that I can be able to do both, and that I can tour and I can do this and do that. And so I was able to do all these things that I said I was going to do because my whole goal has never been to, you know, have this fame where I can't go out and I can't do this, but my fame is to be able to support my family, for us to live a comfortable life, you know, and to meet all the goals that we're looking forward to striving for, versus it being someone who's, you know, in the limelight 24/7, you know, because I see how they really just in the beginning. I used to say that's what I want, but as I watch how the mental health declines with artists in general, the ones that are, you know, because they're put on a pedestal, and so much is expected of them, you know, and they expect them to just be artists. They never look at the entire person, and so that's why you have these people who, even if they come out and say political things, they're like, oh, you're just an artist. Don't say that. So you just have to be careful. They're always put on a pedestal, and then they always end up with these mental health issues, and you know, it's a whole. You know, I'm not going to say domino effect again, but it's just, you know, it's not as good as it could be.
You know what I noticed? Like a lot of the talented, like the ones that really, really, really can sing and sang, right? They're independent. They're mostly independent artists.
Yeah.
And the ones that are what the radio stations are playing now or on the mainstream level, it's like, I hate to say that they are plants, but they are just a gimmick, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
They're a gimmick. You know, I mean, a song or two that they put out there may stick in your head for a while, but then if I want to listen to somebody like Lyrika Holmes that not only plays the harp, but can actually sing, 9 out of 10, I'm going to listen to Lyrika Holmes more than that artist that the radio stations, that the top 40 radio stations are playing. You know, so it's once again, it's that political game.
It is political.
It's that political game. Wow. And here you are, and I guess it was meant to be because now artsfortheharp.org.
That's right.
Artsfortheharp.org. I'm looking at the website right now, and once again, Lyrika Holmes being pro-youth. When it comes to music education. Let's talk about that. Arts for the Harp. What is Arts for the Harp?
Arts for the Harp. So in the beginning, before we even became a nonprofit, it was more of finding a way to connect the harp to all the other arts. So we were doing harp and voice, of course. We were doing harp and theater, where I had my students doing plays, and then my harp students would be the ones to create all the backdrop of the music for the play. Right. So it was just finding a variety of ways where we can use the harp to be able to incorporate the arts. That was in the very beginning. But since then, we've evolved where we now offer a variety of instruments and voice and theater and all those things, and still with the harp as our focal point.
Nice, nice. What students or kids, what type of kids or students that you all look for to be a part of Arts for the Heart? Is there a certain type of personality or a certain type of skill that you all look for? What is it that you all look for? We
look for students who are interested. We look for students who are willing to and ready to learn, and anybody. We're not to the point where we're auditioning them and saying, okay, you're going to get into this, because a lot of people are not. They're not focused on auditioning and performing for Juilliard and all these different things. You have the other students who just want to come in, they want to start learning, or they're kind of more in a private, they're very private when it comes to that, when it comes to performing. Right. So we're looking for anybody who is a student, whether you're age 4 or 99 who wants to learn how to play an instrument, whether you're in an affluent neighborhood or whether you're from an underserved community. Our main focus is underserved communities because that's where the instruments usually are not. So.
So if I have a kid, right, and they want to go to Arts for the Harp, what can they expect? What can he or she expect when they attend Arts for the Harp? Yes,
they can expect fun. They can expect to get a strong foundation in music theory, and they can expect to know how to play some songs. Literally, we have them playing full songs by the end of the semester. Yeah. By the end of the semester, but we also have workshops where in 75 minutes we have students performing learn 2 to 3 songs. And so, and our students, they're also more on a contemporary base. So even though they're learning the classical and traditional foundations, we also teach them things they want to learn.
Sure.
Because that's one of the ways that you pull students in. And, you know, you kind of meet in the middle when it comes to music.
Yeah, yeah. What are the classes like, the courses like? Is there like a 3 to 6 month program? How does that work?
So depending on the age, we have group classes and then we have private lessons.
Okay.
Our private lessons and our group classes both happen throughout the semester. Group classes are up to 15 students, and then they last for 60 minutes a session, 12 to 15 sessions per semester. So like from August until December with a performance at the end of the semester, or January until May with the spring recital that happens.
Yeah. And you know what's so really cool? I'm looking at the website. I'm still looking at the website right now. And their location is right down the street from where I used to live at.
What?
Yes.
Down the street?
Used to be, man, you made, oh,
He
my
ain't come
goodness.
back. Didn't even come back.
Well, how long have you all been in existence?
We've been in existence since 2015. We've been in Powder Springs since 2022.
2022? Oh my goodness.
See, you could have came by.
See, I didn't leave Powder Springs, and it's Powder Springs, Georgia, y'all, because we have folks that watch us outside of Georgia.
Yeah.
I didn't leave Powder Springs until 2024.
What?
Yeah. And I live down the
Did
street.
you pass by? I'm sure you passed by.
I passed
that
by,
yellow
but
building. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, it's me.
I did not know that was you. I remember seeing the outside of your establishment, but I didn't know that was you.
See that? Didn't even know.
I did not know. Wow. Yeah, because, all right, so like, just to kind of set the stage up, if you all don't know what Powder Springs is, Powder Springs is like a small town,
A small town
in Georgia, in
Cobb
County. And the area reminds me of the Andy Griffin Show.
Not the Andy Griffin Show.
The Andy Griffin, yeah. It does remind me of the Andy Griffin Show because you have all these buildings that been around since, what, the 20s, 30s,
That's true.
40s. You know,
It's vintage.
it's very vintage, right? And down the street,
Historical.
It's historical. But you all are down the street from a local bookstore.
Yes, the Bookworm.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been
Yes.
inside that bookstore, but I haven't had a chance to go inside you all's establishment because I didn't know that it was you that was behind it.
But you should stop by anyway because it's an arts establishment.
I know. But see, when you're the hardest working man in media, there's only so many places you can go to.
That's true, because in the summer, that's when we do podcasting and, you know, a lot of other different aspects.
That's when you want to do podcasting?
That's right.
Oh, you know, I'm going to have to be up in there now.
That's right.
I do plan to move back to Cobb County, though.
But not Powder Springs.
Not Powder Springs? Why you say that?
No, I'm saying not Powder Springs. Are you planning to move back to where you were?
I plan to move back to, I prefer to move back to Powder Springs.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you move away from Powder Springs?
I had to take a job with FEMA.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Yeah, I had to take a job with FEMA, and of course, I had to relocate to Florida.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to relocate to Florida in 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, and so obviously I came back to Atlanta.
Yeah,
and so
you're
now
back.
this is one of the reasons why I had to come back to Atlanta.
I had to come back. That's right.
Absolutely. What do you want people to take away from, especially the youth and the kids that is watching? What do you want them to take away from Arts for the Harp, especially for parents or guardians that may want to sign their children up for the organization?
I would say to give your students a chance. I would say if your student wants to learn an instrument, I think that you should sign them up for it. But I also feel like they shouldn't be pushed into it. I think that students, you know, they have enough on their shoulders right now. So I know growing up, our parents were like, you're going to play this, because my parents did that. They was like, you're going to play this. And I was like, I don't want to, but it took some time. But like right now, I think with so much in the world and with our students, they're so uptight, you know, and they're still working on they're still working on their social skills. And so if you can, kind of gently be like, hey, well, do you want to play this instrument? And kind of give them some options, or just have them come by and take one of our one-off classes just so they can see if they like it. Because we're not about pushing anything off on them, but we want to give them the experiences.
Yeah. That's good that you said that too. I mean, even today's climate, kids are dealing with so much, especially social media.
They are stressed.
Bullying and everything that they're being exposed to.
A lot of stuff they're being exposed to.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that until I started teaching middle school. Our middle school students, they got a lot going on. So.
Absolutely. And speaking of social media, where have you been on social media? I have not seen you too active on social media.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that. I haven't seen you on social media a lot.
Yeah,
though.
I'm usually on TikTok. I stay on TikTok. I used to do like Facebook and IG and YouTube, and now I kind of focus on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I do some Instagram, so I'll post some things on Instagram, but I notice I'm still learning about the algorithm. I know about the algorithm, and I'm still learning about suppression and things like that.
Right.
So I'm learning what not to post, what to post and what not to post. But I'm, doing more.
Okay. Okay.
We have so many pages right now, so it's just being able to juggle them all. And
you one of those people. Like you have like 12, 13, 14 social media pages. I know I do too.
Yeah, I have a lot. I have a couple of everything. So yeah.
Wow.
Just being able to keep them all active and rotating.
Yeah. That's all about the consistency
yes.
in it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Lyrika Holmes, outside of artsfortheheart.org, what else do you have going on or that you're getting ready to get yourself involved in?
Well, we're working on an app for the school so that we can connect with the school system. So we're already connected with four different districts.
Okay.
But what we want to do is we want to be able to use the app as the music technology piece to work with their music educator in the system to be able to teach our classes, whether it's via satellite or just using the app, and us popping it every once in a while to be able to just provide them with the instruments, and then we can teach them from wherever they are. So that's one of the things that we're doing. I'm working on a new album.
I was just about to ask you, new music. When are we going to get some new music from Lyrika Holmes? I still got that song, It's On. It's on. It's still stuck in my head.
Yeah. Because I've had a couple albums since then. So, yeah, and then I released the Harp and Yoga Chill Mix. So we're getting ready to do a ambient album also, but it's going to be like ambient hip-hop / jazz, and so we're going to have fun with that. And like I said, we're building out the Rage Room and having fun with that. So those things are keeping us busy.
The Rage
Room.
Busy.
The Rage Room is keeping us busy.
Is the Rage Room, now it's the Rage Room, it's not next to Arts for the Heart.
The Rage Room is down the street from Arts for the Heart.
Are you serious?
It's on Austell Powder Springs Road. So right there in Powder Springs.
Man,
once again. Yeah.
You keeping things close.
We're keeping it close because we realize that in the area that we're in, there's not that much, like you said, Andy Griffin. So we're trying to bring things to the community so that not only the students but the parents don't have to always go downtown to find something to do.
That's true.
That's the thing over there. We have there's some restaurants. There are some restaurants that are there, but like it's kind of hard to keep the same one there because they're not getting the foot traffic that they need to survive. Yeah. And so just having just a variety of activities. So we bring a lot of people with the Rage Room. We bring a lot of people through, and then they end up going to the restaurants and things that we have there. And then when I have my school and the students come through, then the parents kind of dart off and they're able to go too as well. So we like being able to support the community and give back in that aspect.
That's what it's about, community. Community. Well, dang. Well, next time, or either I come on your podcast or come on the podcast, or you come back here, I want to definitely talk more about the Rage Room.
Yeah, you got to come. Actually, you have to come by. So you let us know when you want to come rage out, and we'll get you going.
Okay, I got to move back up there first. Because when I say it's been a while since I've been to Powder Springs, it has been a while. But I miss it, though. I miss the tranquility.
Yeah. Well, the Beltline's coming through, so.
Wait a minute.
I don't know how tranquil it's going to be after
Whoa,
a
whoa,
while.
whoa, wait a minute, wait. The belt line
The
is.
belt line is getting ready to connect in Powder Springs.
Are you serious?
Powder Springs and Osceola. So yes.
Why you all need another belt line when you all have that trail?
We have silver. We do have what is the Silver Comet?
Yeah, the Silver Comet.
They're gonna intersect and connect so that they can find a way. Just like how MARTA is, spreading out and being able to reach different places. We want to connect to the city too. We want to be able to, just come through the trails.
You know
trying
what?
to keep us isolated. See?
I think they're gonna tear down those apartments that I stayed in. In Powder Springs. We're going to have to talk offline, so I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to start no controversy on Channel 24.
Don't start no controversy. Don't do that.
Because we do air disclaimers before the show, but I stayed in the area, just so you all know. I won't say too much, but I stayed in the area down the street from Arts from the Harp, where it was like this mini community of apartments in Powder Springs, and even when I go outside of the apartment that I stayed in, you could see the Silver Trail bridge. You could see that bridge from my apartment.
I'm sure they're probably going to tear those down and try and develop something, because that's what they've been doing, is developing.
Are you kidding
They're
me?
developing everywhere.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to take a little minute, but they're.
Oh,
I think
boy.
It's like a 2 to 5 year project right now, but they're going to be widening the roads real soon. And
yeah, because
getting
they
things going.
already built up that big apartment
Downtown?
Not downtown Powder Springs.
Yeah, downtown Powder Springs.
It's already it's already established. It's already there.
That's right. That's right.
But I stayed. So, just a side note, the graveyard.
Which one?
The
In Powder Springs?
yeah, I stayed behind there.
That's where the Rage Room is. On the other side of there.
On the other side.
You just got to walk on across. You would have saw it.
We're gonna have to talk off. Let me listen. What's the website, Lyrika Holmes? What's the website? What is the website?
So, for the total, so it's total.
So you have two websites.
We have two so I have lyricaholmes.com, of course.
Okay.
Then we have Arts for the Harp, Arts with a Z, ARTZFORTHEHARP.org. And then the Rage Room is totalrageatl.com.
Yep, for more information. All right, check them out.
Yeah.
All right, well, Lyrika Holmes.
Oh, and if people have children
Yeah.
who need a children's book, that's our daughter. She's got 2 books.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about
Deja's,
that.
Yeah, Deja's been busy because she's connected with the Alliance, so she does our theater portion of everything. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, big shouts to the girl. What's her
Deja.
name? Deja. Okay, big shouts to Deja.
Yeah, she's doing amazing things. We're so proud.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, keeping the family legacy. I love that. It's all about legacy.
Oh yeah.
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 And then you all want to push the importance of reading. Of
That's
course.
right. That's right.
Children reading and stuff. And so how is that important to you? I know it's got to be more important to you and the family than ever before for children to read. And I think it's just so great that Deja is in the children book industry now and stuff, because we really do want to push the not the agenda but the awareness, if
Literacy
you will,
aspect,
the literacy, because
Definitely.
man, it's getting bad out here.
It is, and children they always say no child left behind, but it's a lot of them that are behind.
Yeah.
So, but I think with her books not only push literacy, but like her first book was written during COVID, and so it was teaching children how to deal with the loss of a loved one, but it was still in a way just knowing meet family members who you may not have met. And then the other one was teaching children how to find their voice. So how how we talked about children being bullied and all these different things. Her book speaks on that, and it helps the children to find different ways to be able to make it through it.
Indeed. All right, one more time for those that may have missed it, the websites.
The website, which all of the
Let's
websites.
start with Lyrika Holmes.
Yes. So my website is Lyrika with a K, LYRIKAHOLMES.com. Our arts organization, Arts for the Harp, is ARTZFORTHEHARP.org. And then the Rage Room is Total Rage. Don't you spell that out? No. Total Rage.
It'll be in the
ATL.
ticker. It'll be in the banner.
Good. TotalRageATL.com. And then Deja is DejaDHolmes.com.
And one advice, if you're going, fellas, if you're going to take your woman out on a date, don't take her to the Rage Room, okay?
Well, you know what? We've been having a lot of dates.
Really?
Oh, they working out problems, baby. They working it out.
Oh,
They working
really?
it. And they come out glowing. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They come out glowing, yeah.
Well, is there a certain type of person you can go on a date with to the rage room?
Probably a fun person or a person who would be open to that. But yeah.
Either a fun person, not a person who's still, you know.
Any of them can come. Any of them can come on out. They can all come on out. It's, you know. Mm-hmm. Like,
we want to make it a safe and healthy, good time.
We're
going to them.
Well, you know, they're not hitting each other. They're just throwing stuff in the room. They're breaking things in the room around each other.
Well, you know, some things ricochet though.
It does ricochet. Mm-hmm.
All right, just, come in there and wear a helmet or something.
You do. We fully gear you up. We put you on your onesie, your gloves. We give you the boots, the helmet, the ear, everything, all the protection you need.
All right. Okay. All right. I see
right.
it. I see your rage room. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lyrika Holmes, great to see you after all these years.
I know, so long.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on to Sean Garvey and my special guest.
Thanks for having me.
Like I said, we're going to talk offline because now I'm gonna have to find another location to live in Powder Springs. Since,
You got to come back. Yeah. And don't call it the Andy Griffith Town.
I was just saying, it reminds me of the end.
Yes.
The only difference is there's a lot of black folks that live in
That is true.
In that area now.
Yes, definitely. And I didn't realize that until when we had our jazz concert. That a lot of us are there, and I was like, wow.
Let me tell you now that Powder Springs is black now. When I lived there in 2020, I lived across a group of neighbors to where Cobb County Police would come every other night.
Oh, no.
That let me know that this ain't the Powder Springs
Right, yeah.
that it used to be back in the day, back 30, 40 years ago.
No,
that lets me know that Powder Springs is black now.
Yeah, it's black now.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and we're all coming out, and everybody's having a good time. Oh, I did forget to say, I am having a jazz.
A great date. Okay, so you go to the rage room, all right, just to get all that stress, get all that out of your energy. Then go to one of the restaurants in Powder Springs, go get you something to eat, something to chew on, and then drive down to the south side.
South side.
Yeah, and check out live performances. Check out some jazz and some eclectic good stuff.
It's going to be amazing.
Now that's
amazing
a date.
Time, yeah.
That's a date right there.
Bring it all full circle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lyrika Holmes, ladies and gentlemen, on Sean Garvey and my special guest. Don't go anywhere. And also, by the way, too, shameless plug, by the way, I'm on WRFG 89.3 FM, The Remix with DJ Yogi, Saturday mornings, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. I can talk about that. This is community. This is community media.
Talk about it, yes.
This is community media. Right. So check me out on WRFG 89.3 FM, Saturdays from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. And then find out all the great things that I'm doing in the media space by following me on social media at Sean Garvey ATL. On Instagram, Facebook, even on TikTok, where Lyrika Holmes is at, also on TikTok, Sean Garvey ATL, and my website is reachpointcommunications.com, and you can check out all the great things that we're doing with Sean Garvey and my special guests, and all the other shows too, because we talked about having to do so many of your passions, and finding that balance, because this is not just Sean Garvey and my special guest. This is not the only show I do.
Yeah, I know you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go to the rage room.
You got to let them know all the things you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. I may need to go to the rage room and release some of this.
It'll get you right. It'll get you right.
Indeed.
And it's a good workout.
Yeah. Great workout. Yeah, great workout. And then after that, I'm gonna drink me some. What did our last guest say?
You're gonna drink a mocktail.
Man.
Have a mocktail.
I'm gonna drink a mocktail.
They have whiskey mocktails. It's just something that tastes like it, but it's not it.
Like a veggie burger.
With adaptogenics, no.
Right.
Yeah, you go ahead and have that veggie burger.
Y'all stay tuned. Lyrika Holmes, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Woo. Oh my God, you a trip.
That is you.